Guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, I was requested to do a video on how to grease the flux shaft in the Litehawk Charger. So that's what we're going to do for you. Now, you're going to have to do a couple of things here. Get your deck lid out of the way. You're going to need the Allen key that came with your boat. And we're going to start by taking the rudder out of the way. 2 screws. Now you'll notice that my Litehawk does not look like a Litehawk anymore because I painted it black. So got a little bored with the whole white thing. So now we've got the rudder out of the way, we can undo the screws that hold in the flex shaft. And we just pull that right out. Now this is my first time doing this, so I'm going to say leave that shaft in there. So we'll flip her upside down. Yeah, I'm going to need to put the lid back on. Hang on. Now you'll notice there's nothing left on this for any kind of grease from the factory, and it's got a little bit of wetness on it, so I'm just going to rub that off with my finger. So today I picked up one of these grease guns here at Canadian Tire, and you're supposed to use marine grade grease, and well, the package said it can do both, so let's put some grease in here. Now this has got a normal nipple fitting, but we don't have a nipple fitting here, so we're going to just try and line it up. And we're going to wipe off the excess. Just about maybe 3 squirts ought to shove lots in there. Excess gets pressed through. And we'll flip our boat back over. Make sure everything lined back up okay. And we did manage to push grease all the way up and through, so that's good. So you want to make sure that your shaft goes in so there's very little play. So I'm going to hold the back end in here, and I'm going to put a couple tightenings down on the one screw here. Just enough to hold it in place. And then we're going to rotate the other side. Tighten up the other side. Now you don't want to reef the hell out of this because it's only a wire, but you want to squish it in enough that it's not going to fly out of there. And as far as play goes, there's not that much. There's a little bit. So we can take up some of that slack. real easy. You'll know how much slack you have when you go and do this. So we'll loosen this side back off again. And we'll just make sure it's held in there really good. Tighten this side up. There we go. There's hardly any play at all. There's a little bit of grease hanging out the back, but that's okay. We can leave that there, and just wipe the outside a little bit. And so now we'll put our rudder back in place. Now, they say in the manual, at least I read the one for my Challenger boat, in the Challenger they said every 2 to 3 runs to re-grease it. Now, considering the consistency of this grease, I'm probably going to say maybe every 6 to 8 runs, maybe once every 10 runs, depending on, of course, how much you're running it in a day. Now, their idea of a run, I guess, would be, you know, every 2 or 3 battery cycles, obviously. I would say, you know, at first, you know, give her a run when you first get her. Go for 3 runs and take the shaft out and check and see how much grease is actually there. And then replace it, okay? And using this small grease gun is actually a great way to do it, just as you've seen. Works awesome, and it's very clean. And you don't have to put a whack load in there. Like I put like what three squeezes in there, which is actually a fair amount. It probably about 3/4 filled the tube, but it got a lot of extra grease around that shaft because you notice there was that extra bushing area here thicker than the main wire. So that's going to provide a lot of waterproofing and at the same time a lot of lubrication. And this grease isn't going to break down that easy either. So I'm going to check this boat like after probably 10 runs. I'll check it and see how much grease is actually still left. Because I've already had this thing for like several runs now. And I didn't read my manual for my boat. So, you know, of course I didn't know that you're supposed to do it every so many runs. But I haven't had any issues. So, you know, it's like obviously everything's cool. Nothing's burnt out. But I did read the book for the Challenger, and it's a lot more horsepower than this thing, so it may need to be done more often. But we're going to check this one out again after about 10 runs and see how it does. You know, and then with the Challenger, of course, we'll check it normal for after the first 3 runs. See what's there from the factory grease. Maybe we'll relube it, check it another 3 runs and see how much is left. And if there's still lots there, then I'm not even going to worry about it for, you know, another 7 or 8 runs, and then I'll check it. So, but that's how you grease these things up, nice and easy and clean. Don't have to dismantle everything into little bits and pieces. Pretty straightforward. And so anyways, if you have any questions, comments, feel free, and do my best to answer your questions. And we'll see you in the next video.